My name is David Madison, the 10th of April 2020. I'm an ex-clergy atheist, and I have collected more than 380 book titles into what I call the Cure for Christianity library, in homage to Mark Twain's famous comment that the best cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. Now, there are a lot more books to help with that. These books explain in detail the falsification of theism, Christianity especially. Please tell your Christian friends they have a lot of homework to do. They haven't noticed. Just type Cure for Christianity Library into Google. These authors state some pretty blunt truths, hence this series of videos, Cure for Christianity Knockout Quotes. This is quote number 21. In his book, American Jesus, How the Son of God Became a National Icon, author Stephen Prothero wrote the following, quote, "In the absence of a spiritual Supreme Court or papacy to adjudicate competing scriptural interpretations, all believers were free to interpret the Bible for themselves. This new Christian liberty resulted, as Catholics predicted it would, not in unity, but in near anarchy, an endless splintering of Protestantism into a babel of competing beliefs and practices," unquote. Since there is no spiritual Supreme Court, who gets to decide which religion is the right one? God certainly hasn't made it clear. Isn't he supposed to disclose his truth through Scripture? Believers are pretty sure about that. But what exactly is Scripture? The Old Testament? The New Testament? The Quran? The Book of Mormon? Moreover, there has been an endless splintering because there is so much disagreement about what the Bible means. Christians cannot agree about God and how to worship him. Isn't God supposed to disclose his truth through prayer? But if we asked 1,000 super devout people, Christians, Jews, Muslims, and Mormons, to pray real hard and find out God's will on abortion, contraception, same-sex marriage, capital punishment, global warming, should women be allowed to drive, was Jesus the Son of God, are those 1,000 prayer experts going to deliver unanimous information about God's will on these issues? Don't hold your breath. Not a chance. What an embarrassment. What a scandal. By one estimate, there are now well more than 30,000 different Christian brands, denominations, divisions, factions, cults, sects. And they're not about to reconcile and get together because they can't agree about God. So as Christians drive to their churches on Sunday morning, and as they pass maybe a dozen different brands of churches, why don't they say, there's definitely something wrong here? How can this possibly make sense? Isn't this a big clue that theology is bankrupt? A theologian, it has been said, is like someone going into a dark cave at midnight without a flashlight, looking for a black cat that isn't there, and yelling, "I found it." Theologians, priests, and preachers have convinced people that they have found the cat, that they know stuff about God, but they don't even believe each other. Sam Harris has said, theology is now little more than a branch of human ignorance. But Prothero has given us a knockout quote. We can't trust the priests and preachers because of the splintering of Protestantism into a babel of completing beliefs and practices. Why should we pay attention to any of them?